NMLS number 65084, equal housing lender. Whew. Christmas is finally behind us, but are you dreading those credit card bills headed your way? Well, here's a pro tip. Don't get stuck making minimum payments in the new year. SaveWithConrad.com can help you get rid of your credit card debt just like that. Oh, and we're going to get you the best deal on a mortgage you've ever had. But how's this for starters? No payments until March. You don't need money out of your pocket or perfect credit, so find out how much money you can save for free right now at SaveWithConrad.com.
Let me tell you something about Tony Schiavone. You can get all of your What Happened When shirts at LewisRules.com. And let me tell you another thing. You can get even more gimmicks at BoxOfGimmicks.com. That's the official store of What Happened When and ad-free shows. You can get shirts and hoodies and tank tops. And let me tell you another thing. You can get mugs and posters and beach towels. Don't be a bald-headed geek. Head on over to LewisRules.com and BoxOfGimmicks.com. You undercover hillbilly.
Today's episode is brought to you by Geico. Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And I bet it can be hard work. But you know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowner's insurance or renter's insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing too, because you already have so much to do around the house. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com. And we thank them for sponsoring today's podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Welcome to WHW Monday. Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson.
Jim Crockett First Arcade, 605 NWA. TV title, Cajun Omni, the Bunkhouse Stampede. Flair and Horseman, Garvin, Bogey, Magnum, Dusty, Express Tag Team. Turner, Bond, Mid-South Joint World Championship Wrestling.
Talking about the great years of World Championship Wrestling, the NWA, and Jim Crockett Promotions.
Tony and First North, they win. Look, Shivani's back again. World title split off center stage. Bischoff, Disney, Hogan, and Nitro. New World Order and the Crow. Thunder, Russo, Arquette Champ, Vinnie Mac, simulcast. Tony's back with Conrad, not your classy podcast. Watch along, try not to laugh. Lowest rules can't pass. This wasn't the initial plan. Tom Zigg's a good-looking man. Klondike Bill, make a chair. Tommy, you come over here.
What happened when? WHW Monday. And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. Happy New Year to you, buddy.
Man, I'm so pumped to be here. 2021 might be the fastest year of my life. Felt like 2020 took 2 or 3 years, but man, 2021 and it was over. But I'm excited for 2022. How about you?
I'm cautiously optimistic about 2022.
Ooh, cautiously optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sound of that, I think.
Yeah.
Well, let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
You got any New Year's resolutions?
No, I don't.
Oh, Tony, before we clicked record, you said you were going to start working out more.
Okay. That's my New Year's resolution then.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. If you have a New Year's resolution to reach your fitness goals, it can really help to have a world-class instructor like Nicole Griffin and Michael Brown choreographing classes with music from your favorite artists like Pitbull. I know how much you like Pitbull. And you get a community of hundreds of thousands of people who can give you that extra push. Echelon gives you that. You see, Echelon is the affordable way to get the workout equipment, the workout community, and an instructor's motivation right in the comfort and privacy of your own home. And Tony, Echelon's fitness app provides you thousands of live and on-demand classes with great music, like I mentioned, Pitbull and many other artists. With Echelon, you can work out anytime, day or night, and crush those fitness goals. You just pick your class, climb the leaderboard, cheer each other on, and give it your all. By the way, Echelon's world-class fitness instructors are supportive, engaging, and fun. They really know how to get you moving. Echelon's full range of affordable workout equipment includes stationary bikes, smart rowers, sleek fitness screens, and the auto folding treadmill. They're all connected to provide the Echelon experience. You've got around the clock classes for the family, including full body workout programs to keep you coming back. By the way, one membership covers a family of 5.
Wow.
And right now, for a limited time, podcast listeners can get up to $800 off MSRP. To get this exclusive podcast discount, just text Tony to 818181. Text TONY to 818181 to get up to $800 off MSRP. Text Tony to 818181. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. But yeah, man, new year, new you, right?
Well, that's what I hope, and I'm sure Echelon can help you out. Tony, TONY to 818181. It's very easy to remember. Yeah, so yeah, start the new year working out right.
Is one of your other New Year's resolutions to stay out of the makeup chair? And
you know what? I haven't been in the makeup chair.
What?
I don't hang out there at all.
You're scaling it back.
I've scaled it back.
Is that because you're having some problems?
No, it's just, you know what? This is not the version you're looking at right now. The version you're talking with right now, Conrad, is not the version that we are going to see when we hit play here pretty soon.
Oh, you mean you're going to see the old, I guess we should mention everybody. We're off that Crockett shit. And now we're on that Nitro shit. Today, we're going to be watching that Finger Poke of Doom shit. I can't believe you and I have been doing this show this long and we've never watched this.
It's a very famous episode.
Yeah.
Because of the Finger Poke of Doom, and we will hear it, because the very famous Butts and Seats line was delivered in that show as well.
Yeah.
So this is this show that we are about to do from January 4th of 1999 is a very, very famous show, or infamous show, however you want to frame it. Very famous show in the Monday Night Wars. So we're gonna look at this together. It'll be the first time I looked at it. So yeah, it is a very different me than it was back in 1999. This version that you're seeing right now looks different. It's older. You'll see. I think this version is in many ways happier. I think this version of me is, I don't know. I approach the business much differently now than I did back then.
You're able to, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but it feels like at times before, and we're all guilty of this. It's, I guess you would call the human condition, but we start to just get used to things the way they are, and we take things for granted the way they are. And sometimes we can't really appreciate the positive stuff. We just focus on the negative, blah, blah, blah. Now it feels like maybe since this was a lost love of yours, and now with the benefit of hindsight and a little bit of distance and blah, 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 it feels like you're able to appreciate and enjoy this run more so than the first one. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. I think because I left it for so long, and also because I'm working now with kids, and back then I was working with guys who were my age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peers. Right. It's, there's a lot of things that we're going to get into, obviously, as we go along and watch the show, but it is a much different me.
Well, but it feels like the old you, thanks to our friends at Blue Chew. This episode sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us. Blue Chew. Blue Chew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets, by the way, help men achieve a harder and stronger erection to combat all forms of ED. Now, Blue Chew is a unique online prescription service. So that means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. It just ships right to your door, all in a discreet package. Now, the process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed and medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Now, here's the best part. It's all done online. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? Well, that's no problem here. Blue Chew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA. They prepare and ship direct, so they're cheaper than a pharmacy too. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And here's a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code WHW at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com. The promo code is WHW to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast and Tony's Ding Dong.
Yeah, and we thank Blue Chew for being with us for so long, because they've been one of our long time sponsors, right?
Oh, geez, man. And listen, I'm excited that we're getting back to our roots, that we're going to be watching some old school WHW. But before we get into Nitro, I do have a quick question, Tony.
Go ahead.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And I bet it can be hard work too. But you know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com. Yeah, Tony, this is a pretty monumental Nitro. And when Derek, the guy who helps us sort of coordinate our schedules and do some research from time to time, was helping me put together the new calendar year, he presented this idea to me, and I'm like, we already did that. And it turns out, no, you actually watched the show that aired on Raw that night, and we never did this. So I'm excited that we're finally getting a chance to watch it, but not too excited to forget to mention what's the other number one New Year's resolution besides getting in shape with Echelon. And that, of course, is to save money, right, Tony? That's on everybody's list.
Everybody says they want to save money. It's not always easy to do, but everybody says they want to. And there are many ways out there that can help you save money.
Well, here's a little life hack for you. But first, I want to ask a question.
Oh, boy.
How many free trial subscriptions wound up costing you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars long after forgetting to cancel?
I think about that daily.
Well, we want you to fight back against scammy subscriptions with Truebill. Truebill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions that you don't need, want, or just simply forgot about. On average, folks save up to $720 a year with Truebill. Because companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, Truebill makes it incredibly simple. You just link your accounts and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. And Truebill Concierge is there for you when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions, so you don't have to. Now, this is something that I thought, how much money can this really be? And then I kind of forgot. Megan and I subscribed to every streaming service in the world when this whole pandemic thing first started. We haven't opened up so many of them. Half of them on my phone didn't even update. Like I have to go download the new apps, but guess what? They're still downloading cash out of my account every month. Now Truebill has over 2 million users. Tony, they've helped folks save more than $100 million. Check out what Jennifer B says. Quote, with your help, our family saved $587 a year on unnecessary subscriptions. I didn't really understand how Truebill could help me until we decided to save for a very large home purchase. Listen, folks, every dollar counts. You work hard for your money. Keep more of it. So don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/WHW. Go right now to truebill.com/WHW. It could save you thousands a year. That's truebill.com/WHW.
How many subscriptions do you see? I can drive down the street now and see, like the place I get my car washed.
Yeah.
They want you to subscribe.
Really?
Yeah. They say, for $35 a month, it is not worded like this, but for $35 a month, you can have unlimited washes. Right. So they want everybody wants you to subscribe. So you got to be careful out there. And this is the way to combat that because, buddy, There's a lot of CEOs getting free lunches thanks to you for getting how many subscriptions you have.
Well, I'll tell you what, I sleep better at night knowing that I've got Truebill on my side, and I sleep better at night thanks to Chili Sleep. This is something I believe in so strongly. I actually bought one of these for Big Booty Judy and Cassio Kid for Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. I gave them a Chili Sleep, and I feel like I gave them the gift of a better life. I'm not even exaggerating. I had to have an alarm clock this morning to wake up and record this podcast with you, Tony. Once upon a time, I was up an hour earlier every day on my own, but man, I'm just sleeping so much better. Megan wears one of those bracelets that monitors everything that goes on in her life. And she went from like 12 disturbances a night to 2. And those 2 are probably me. Roll Tide. I'm just saying Chili Sleep has really made a big difference for us. And let me explain. Science tells us the best way to achieve and maintain consistent deep sleep is by lowering your core body temperature. So what we're talking about is temperature controlled sleep, restoring your testosterone levels, repairing your muscles after a hard day's work. It even improves your cognitive function. So you're going to start your day feeling sharp and alert. Chili Sleep makes customizable climate controlled sleep solutions that really do help you improve your entire well-being. Now they've got the Ooler and the Cube Sleep System. I've got the Ooler. We're talking hydropower temperature controlled mattress toppers that fit over your existing mattress to provide you your ideal sleep temperature. These luxury mattress pads keep your bed at the perfect temperature for deep sleep, whether you sleep hot or cold. These sleep systems are designed to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and give you the confidence and energy to power through your day. Imagine waking up and not feeling tired. Chili Sleep can make that happen. For an extra layer of comfort, they also make the Chili Blanket, which is the only weighted blanket that can also be paired with a control unit for the ultimate sweat-free sleep. And we've mentioned before what a home run this has been for me. I think even Lois is rocking one these days, right?
Lois rocks one. It helps her sleep. She has difficulty sleeping because of her back and knee problems, but this has changed the game for her. So yeah, it's a big part of our household. It's helped me a great deal too, and I've mentioned this before. I get in bed, turn the temperature down. I'll turn the temperature up to I think the max is 118. I know what you think. Gosh, 118 is too hot, but it's a very warm, comfortable bed for me to get into, especially during the wintertime here. You get in, turn it up at 118, let it warm up for like 20 minutes, hop in bed. Then you turn it down to 65. Then as it gradually gets cooler and cooler and cooler, lowers your body temperature, and you drift off to sleep and stay asleep. So it's remarkable. It is a remarkable unit and technology that has really changed the game and helped me sleep a great deal.
It really is a home run. I can't wait for you guys to try it. Head over to chilisleep.com/WHW to learn more and check out a special offer available exclusively for What Happened When listeners and only for a limited time. That's Chili, CHILI, sleep.com/WHW to take advantage of our exclusive discount and wake up feeling refreshed every day. And Tony, without any further ado, I think we're ready to fire up some old Nitro. Season 5, episode 1. What an episode this will be. January 4th, 1999. Tony, I'm ready to let those good times roll whenever you've got a little countdown for us.
You really think they're good times?
Well, this is, I guess context is king.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second Nitro after Goldberg's streak ended. And a lot of people, Bobby Heenan maybe most loudly and proudly, said when you beat Goldberg, it was over. I don't know that that's the case. I've always pointed to this show and said, this is when the downhill slide began.
Mm-hmm. But
history would tell us, in theory, it happened a little later in 99, not here, but my goodness.
I say the downhill slide, and I maintain the downhill slide began at Starrcade 97 or 98. 98, the Hogan Sting debacle.
Yeah, that was 97.
It was 97. Okay. That's where I say it.
But you had your biggest and best year in 98. Creatively, yeah. I get what you're saying. Maybe 97 was the peak. I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. But 98, you've got Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman. You've got Goldberg. You've got a lot of really cool stuff. That's going to happen. And hey, you know what? 99 has some cool stuff too. I mean, DDP became the man in 99, and there was some good stuff that happened in 99, but boy, by 2000, it was over.
It was gone.
Yeah.
All right. So that being said, this show, by the way, lasts 2 hours, 22 minutes, 46 seconds. To follow along with us, you go to the Peacock. Go to the Monday Nitro, WCW Monday Nitro. Have you ever noticed when you click on the Peacock, it's hard to click on? You got to click right on the name Monday Nitro.
Yeah.
It's just hard to click. The people who, anyway, so they're kids putting together streaming services. There you go. Season 5, episode 1. Season 5 of Monday Nitro, episode 1, January 4th, 1999. You ready for the countdown?
I'm ready.
You know it's all about you! Let me tell you something, you little skinny motherfucker. I will beat your ass, plus I will beat your ass in video games. I know that's your freaking life. How's it gonna feel to go back to Connecticut and tell the fuckers that an old 63-year-old man beat your ass?
We start out with Goldberg and Kevin Nash. I guess we're going to show the loss, aren't we?
Yeah, these are clips from Starrcade 98. As you recall, Scott Hall comes down dressed like a security guard, hits the old shock stick on Goldberg, turns around, jackknife powerbomb. And that's all she wrote. But watch the crowd reaction when Nash hits the power bomb and hits the pin. They go banana. Oh, they didn't show it, but there you go. Big Sexy with the big gold. And now, of course, this is a Monster Nitro. Let's listen.
Stage for the biggest rematch in professional wrestling history. Welcome to Atlanta. 40,000 fans are on hand for WCW Monday Nitro, off and running live from the spacious Georgia Dome in downtown Atlanta. As the Nitro girls are in the center of the ring, we welcome you to hour number 1, where tonight, in the first Nitro of 1999, we celebrate Pro Wrestling's #1 program with World and Championship Wrestling. It's Tony Schiavone, the living legend Larry Zbyszko, and the Professor Mike today. And as you saw at the top, we are geared up, we are locked in for Goldberg and Nash, the return bout tonight for the World Heavyweight
Left-hand
Championship.
corner
Yep.
is Rebecca, Ms. Shawn Michaels, soon to be.
Yep. And front and center, of course, is DDP's wife, Kimberly.
Yeah.
There's
and then
Fire, your old pal.
and Spice, my buddy, and all the girls. And yeah.
Dude, what a huge fucking time in wrestling. Let's listen to you a little more.
The next short period of time, whatever, but a man of tradition, man from the old school. We're going to put things right in WCW.
Not only is it the very first, ladies and gentlemen, Nitro of 1999, it's the first Nitro under the regime of Richard M. Flair. Ric Flair is in charge of World Championship Wrestling, and a new day is dawning in pro wrestling. We're pumped up and excited to bring you WCW Monday Nitro. In addition, tonight, Hollywood Hogan is here, we understand, going to come out and talk to his fans. Thank the fans for all their support down through the years. As you know, he's retired. It'll be the first time we've had a chance to hear from Hollywood Hogan since he announced his retirement back on Thanksgiving night on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And a big party going on here, as you can see with the Nitro Girls. Hit over 40,000 fans on hand. But as this party is taking place here on the floor of the Georgia Dome, there's a Nitro party going on up in one of the luxury suites. Here's our final grand prize Nitro.
Dude, what a big Nitro. So Ric Flair's in charge now. Of course, that was part of the stakes from Starrcade and the Fallout. And now we've got a new world champion in Kevin Nash. And as we heard, Hulk Hogan is going to be on the show for the first time in over a month.
Right.
40,000 people. This is not for, Starrcade. This is not for Halloween Havoc. This is not for Super Brawl. Yeah. This is just for a regular ass Nitro. 40,000 people in the Georgia Dome. And listen, I know sometimes it gets a little tiresome to compare then and now, but if 40,000 people were collected for a wrestling show now, buddy, it's SummerSlam or WrestleMania or something, and this is just a regular Nitro.
Yeah. And there you see a Nitro party. We're watching Jimmy Barron, who was a local Atlanta, disc jockey, I guess, or radio host. Jimmy, pretty good guy. I haven't really talked to Jimmy in a long, long time. I talked to him a little bit in my WSB radio days, but since then he's no longer on radio. But we use Jimmy a lot. And so Nitro parties were the thing, as you know. So we had one in one of the suites, as you can see, up at the Georgia Dome. It was, I look at this and I saw the sea of signs as the Nitro girls are dancing, and it really took some effort to fuck this up, didn't it?
I don't know. I don't know how bad you could say you really fucked it up.
It took, I don't know if it took some effort to fuck it up. It took lack of effort to fuck it up, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
And boy, look at this. Glacier still doing his thing.
Yeah.
A gimmick that was, what do you think? 2 years too late? 3 years too late? If this shit would have happened in 93 or 94, people would have lost their damn mind.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. This was video game, Mortal Kombat based, and was a little bit too late.
I tell you what, though, part of his legacy, maybe the biggest part when it's all said and done, is going to have to be helping all the youngsters down at the Nightmare Factory, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He and QT Marshall are the ones that.
Don't you say his name like that on this program.
He and QT Marshall. Thank you. Sorry. All right. Were the ones that began the Nightmare Factory and have trained many of guys. And Ray is really a first-class kid.
Salt of the earth human.
Yes, he is. And you know what? There you see it. I would have liked to have taken everybody back then who had one of those laser pointers.
And just kick them in the dick hole?
No, yeah, and then as they bend over, after I kicked them in the dick hole, to shove that thing right up their ass.
Okay, well, that's pretty aggressive.
We used to, people used to shine in our eyes as we were talking, and I remember we got some cops one time to stand next to us and find them. And speaking of trainers,
one of the more controversial trainers coming in the ring with Jimmy Hart is Mr. Hugh Morris, who's got a buzz cut here.
Yeah. Bill DeMott, soon to be Sergeant Erection.
General Hugh G. Rection.
Oh, General Hugh G. Rection. Okay, thank you. Forgot. Look at that. Look at the sea of signs that we have.
The sea of signs.
Mm-hmm. All right. So here we go.
Glacier in a singlet. We're going to be taking on Hugh Morris.
Hugh Morris. The name Hugh Morris came from Kevin Sullivan.
Of course. And
I remember the discussion we had, or the discussion I listened into, when he says he laughs. The way he laughs, he's humorous. So he is Hugh Morris. Humorous. Well, we see PJ is there. Thank you, PJ, for being with us back in 1999. We see your sign.
What do you think about, what a night this was? As we mentioned earlier, on the other channel.
Yeah.
It's a taped Raw. It's not even a live Raw. You're the only live show here in January of 99, despite the fact that Vince McMahon is now, more often than not, winning the ratings battle. You're still keeping it competitive. But they're offering up a recorded show, a show that was recorded on December 29th in Worcester, where Mick Foley would beat The Rock to become the world champ. And of course, one of Eric Bischoff's old tricks was we give the spoilers right here on the show. Now he used to do it, but in this particular instance, you're going to do it. And, it just so happens at that very moment, a whole bunch of folks pick up the remote and change the doggone channel.
Which is what I thought would always happen anyway.
And now you have a book named after what you said that night.
Yeah.
But process this. We're talking 34,788 folks here in the Georgia Dome paid. There's 38,809 people here. It was set up for 46,000. So it's not a sellout, but there are more people here than you could shake a stick at. I mean, I guess the actual history, for the same building was when Hogan lost to Goldberg. That was 35,514, but still you're talking 34,788 to 35,514. The gate here is $930,735. And supposedly, despite all this incredible success, according to the Observer, and Eric has actually admitted it, Bischoff was disappointed that you couldn't break the $1 million threshold. He wanted to be able to say, we drew $1 million at the gate. He wasn't able to say that here.
Yeah. Isn't this something that it's a bigger crowd than by 18,000 than we had at Arthur Ashe Stadium?
It's crazy.
Look how big. Yeah. It is crazy.
And to just remind everybody, oh, look at this. Let's take a listen.
About World Championship Wrestling and what WCW has ahead of itself in 1999. Fans, we've talked about Hollywood Hogan. We'll be hearing from him as he retires and moves into the political arena. Also, we do understand the new man in charge, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the man in charge of World Championship Wrestling, will come out and give his first State of the Sport address as well here tonight, Mike.
You notice the different feeling in the locker room this evening, Tony? Almost a combination of a sense of relief that Eric Bischoff is no longer in charge and that heightened anticipation now that the Nature Boy Ric Flair is in charge of World Championship Wrestling. I can't wait to hear what the Nature Boy has in store for the speech.
You can see the look on my face. You know, I wonder how the NWO feels now that the shoe's on the other foot and they can't get away with all the legal loopholes. Flair's a man of tradition. He is a man who has bled for this sport. He is from the old school, and whatever wrongs he can right, Ric Flair will do it.
Ric Flair will do it, and he got his chance when he faced Eric Bischoff last Monday. Let's not forget, he lost to Bischoff at Starrcade, but then he decided he'd put everything on the line if Bischoff would put control of WCW on the line. They agreed to it, and here's what happened last Monday.
Now, who's the man?
You're the man.
Now, who's the man? You do. Woo!
13-time world champion.
13-time heavyweight.
What a punch.
What was the best part? What did you think?
You dominated him.
The truth is, all this, I don't deserve it. I got my ass kicked last night, and damn it all, I'm ashamed of it. I got on the plane, I sat down, the flight attendant said, "What do you want, Mr. Flair?" And I said, "Hell, I want to go to Baltimore. I'm custom made from head to toe, have been, and always will be." You see this?
Oh, my word.
$100 bill? It's yours.
Hey.
Yours. Yours. $3,000. I am...
Hey, he just rifled a Gucci shoe.
I will leave the wrestling world forever. I will sign my house, my cars, whatever money I have, I'll sign it over to you. I will give you the satisfaction of saying you raped the Nature Boy. If you have the you-know-what to walk the aisle here tonight one more time. I ain't going home until you get your ass out here. Come on.
You want your rear end kicked again? I'm more than happy to do it. You're on.
I pray, just me, I pray to God that if I lose my career, end my career, or die tonight, it's going to be with me having a piece of your ass in my hand.
Gonna get him. Gonna get him. What are we gonna do to him? What are we gonna do to him? Break him for me. Break him. The man is a fool. Put him up. Put him up. Ric Flair, nature boy. Woo! Woo!
After further studies of Mr. Flair's electrocardiogram, chest x-rays, and blood tests, I have determined that Mr. Flair did not suffer a myocardial infarction. However, Mr. Flair's blood test did reveal a high level of a toxin called digitalis, which is extremely poisonous. The source of the toxin is still currently under investigation.
You just heard the report from the doctor. You've got a healthy Ric Flair.
Doctor, he's not a human doctor.
Somebody said he was
He's
poisoned.
doctor from Charlotte. He's not even a human doctor. He's a quack.
Here is one of those legends presenting the 13-time heavyweight champion of the world, the Nature Boy.
Man, this Bischoff Flair thing, you guys did pretty damn well.
Yeah, we did. But you know what?
What?
It's too long.
Oh, this recap video?
Yeah.
Well, here's what's too long. Nitro. It's 3-hour Nitro era.
Yeah, there you go.
Nitro was at its best when it was 2 hours. I mean, I think you could even argue back when it was a 1 hour show back in the day just kept you wanting more. But after a 3-hour show, nobody wanted more.
Look at Mongo here. Grab and Benoit. And who's that on the other side? Is that
Dean Malenko?
Yeah.
Bischoff.
Here comes out the NWO F team, not even the B team.
Oh, Paul White.
The giant.
Big show.
No, but oh no, on Flair. Arn Anderson.
Is that Randy Savage?
That looks like Savage to me.
Who's that lady with him? That's the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Look at the shirt he's got on.
And he's told the giant, I'll take
My God, they brought out everybody, didn't they?
one of his own enemies. Oh, and he jabs the giant between the legs. Savage has helped Ric Flair. He's going to put on the bigger bar. DDP is out. Arn Anderson's out. The Horsemen surrounding the ring.
And Bischoff's out. He's out of power.
What will he do?
Listen to those bones snap.
He's giving up. He's giving up.
He's done. He's done.
Ric Flair has won.
He's been impeached.
You're coming up.
WCW is back.
He dropped the elbow, and he's going to pin him in the dead center of the ring.
Look, Sabisco's even in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ric Flair is here. When we come back on WCW Monday Nitro, we'll hear from the brand new president, the man now in charge, and also here tonight, Nash and Goldberg return for the world title.
Wow.
And now the show open. We're 17 minutes into the show, and now we get all this.
Yeah.
It's a monster time in the business. And I know you don't look back at all this, all that fondly, but golly, dude, 40,000 people there. This is good stuff.
Well, it is good stuff for the time. It's funny. I was looking at Flair taking off all his clothes, standing there in his boxers, talking to Mean Gene. And you know, and I know he would have loved to shown everybody Space Mountain. He would just, would you take a look at this? Arn.
Making their way.
Arn, David, Ashley, Reed. And in the back, I bet it's old Richard.
Yes, it is.
Arena, this Georgia Dome here tonight, knowing that there will not be security.
Wonder where Beth was.
I wonder where Mrs. Thompson is.
Mrs. Thompson is a grown woman at this point.
Well, David's a grown man.
David's getting in the wrestling business, you goof.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mrs. Thompson is, actually on this particular day, she's 2 days shy of her 25th birthday.
Wow. Oh, so you got a birthday coming up here.
Yeah.
In the Thompson household.
Yeah.
You sure do.
This is why I'm saying, hey man, maybe we should try to get ahead.
Gotcha.
As this drops, tomorrow is her birthday.
There you go. And was that?
That's Doug Dillinger.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? You look at Ashley and now you've.
Look at what a badass Arn Anderson was back then.
Oh, he was, wasn't he?
Yep.
There's David Crockett in the background.
I missed him.
Yeah, no, he was back there.
I believe you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else I saw.
Malenko, Benoit, and a very colorful NFL Players Union jacket.
Yep, for Mongo. I know his health has been really bad.
You know, if I'm a ticket buyer for this show, I'm thinking, hey, y'all reckon we could get some more of them matches? We just sat through that long I saw a bunch of girls dance. That's cool.
Yeah.
Saw the light on the desk, saw a bunch of dudes talking. That's cool.
Right. We saw Hugh Morris and
Glacier, and we appreciate that. And then we got that 32-minute recap of Ric Flair and Eric Bischoff. But now I'm just watching. I paid to watch TV, I guess, because I'm just watching on the monitor as Ric Flair and everything that ever shot out of him walks to the ring.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. 17. We are into this 20 minutes now into it, and we've had one match. You know, Dean Malenko looks, God,
a handsome fellow.
Well, as handsome as he could get. You know, he really is kind of ugly in real life. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. He is very ugly in real life. Dial 1010 4 Horsemen. Got you.
Well, back then, you remember, you guys had big time collect.
Yeah, 1010 collector.
Isn't that amazing that used to be a thing?
Yeah. We were somewhere recently and somebody said, look, and we looked over to the right and there were some payphones. Wow. And it's like, what's that? What is that? Well, no one uses a payphone anymore for a number of reasons. No, the other reason is because of the germs, right?
Here we go.
All right, you know I'm not working yet. Ric Flair, you're boss. You are boss, and you call the shots, and there's a lot of people that are very happy in World Championship Wrestling.
It says it all. This is a proud moment for me. I'm so happy to be surrounded at this moment by the people that have supported me, stood by me, believed in me. World Championship Wrestling is the greatest wrestling organization on the face of this earth. But for 5 years, a tyrant by the name of Eric Bischoff has run over a lot of people. And as you know, in the past week, my whole life has changed, but the most often asked question was, what are you going to do to Eric Bischoff your first night in office? So, Mr. Bischoff, I know you're in the building, saw you back there. Unless you want to go to work for somebody else tomorrow, you'll come out here right now and talk to the president of WCW.
Oh, what a moment. Rub his face in it worldwide.
Boy, this is really making him eat crow.
Don't cook it.
No, Gene, it's not making him eat crow. It's making him go back to his roots.
Now, does that look the way a president should dress? Now he dresses his part.
You know me and Jane, you and I have talked about this a lot. There's a lot of things that I'm going to say, but I've got to have his undivided attention so that he knows.
How much fun was Rick having during this?
Oh, God.
I mean, this is a real life situation that now we've turned into a storyline, and Rick is loving every minute of it.
Yeah.
Mr. President.
Eric was a great heel, guys.
One of the best.
Mr. Bischoff.
You could probably call him Eric at this juncture.
Eric, would you say that tonight the shoes are on a different set of feet?
What?
I'm not going to beat around the bush. You know, over the last 5 years, you have taken great pride, almost to the point of, you know, some kind of self-dedication to making me feel very small on many occasions. Not only in the eyes of my contemporaries, Hogan, Savage, name a few, but in the eyes of my peers, you have humbled me many times. The easiest thing to do, Eric, would be to say, pick up your last paycheck. It's been nice seeing you. But that ain't it. I put a lot of thought into this, and since you had fun taking me out of the main event status and putting me on the opening match, as of tonight, and it could change, but as of right now, you officially are working for Tony Schiavone over in the announcing booth.
There you go, Tony.
You can't do that.
I got a list of things he needs to abide by here.
Yes, I can.
Let me add some.
And at the same time, I can cut your salary in half because you're not going to be visible on TV anymore. So get over there. Mr. Schiavone.
Yes, yeah, here I
Would you
am.
please get a headset for Mr. Bischoff?
Yes, Mr. Flair,
And
we have
make
one.
sure that he knows how to do play-by-play.
We'll teach him if he doesn't know.
He's going back to his roots. He's done it a little
Give
bit.
him
Jump on me with
tenacious.
these guys here.
Mike, just for a second, you don't mind? Go ahead. We got a place for him here.
All right, I guess they're making room for him back there at the
Yes, we
announce
are.
position.
Yeah, no, bring him up.
So there you go. We're still 25 minutes in. This segment's going to continue. And we've had one match. Meltzer would say, overall, the Georgia Dome was an absolute disaster of a show. It would probably take 18 pages to list all the reasons why. During the show, on 2 occasions, the chimpanzees running WCW told Schiavone to say that Raw was taped and that Foley would be winning the title on the opposition show. So don't switch channels. Nitro was beyond awful. And he was telling people there's a world title change going to happen on the other channel. Who runs this circus? He also knocked Foley, laughing about a company that would make him champ, which isn't going to help Schiavone's rep with wrestling fans since Foley is so universally respected. The WWF shot back when they heard what was being said, since even though the show was taped, the commentary is done live. And they said they weren't going to prevent a main event that starts 2 minutes before the show goes off the air and consists of nothing but walking and talking. So yeah, pretty big time day in the history of wrestling. And, this is all happening, we should mention, just a handful of days after Eddie Guerrero was in a major automobile accident in the middle of the night on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
He suffered a lacerated liver, a fractured pelvis, a large portion of his calf was ripped off. He was, unfortunately fallen asleep in the middle of the night, and this happened while he's driving his Trans Am. So he crashes, he's ejected through the roof of the car. The car's destroyed. And Meltzer would say, had he been wearing his seatbelt, he would have surely been killed. But he was thrown from the car and landed in the sand face first. When the police came, seeing the condition of the car and the scene of the accident, they were stunned he was alive. And the injuries are said not to be career threatening, but he will be hospitalized until the end of the week. And the preliminary indications are that he'll be out of action 3 to 4 months. But none of this was ever acknowledged on TV. And famously, for all the bad things that people, point their finger at Eric Bischoff about, while Eddie Guerrero's laid up here in the hospital, Bischoff keeps paying him. Now I know you think, well, he's got a contract. He did not, in fact. They were signing a new contract. It would have been an easy opportunity for Bischoff to say, well, look what you did to yourself. Let's let you get yourself back good to go, and then we'll reassess or what have you. That didn't happen. He still gave him a raise, still gave him a new contract, et cetera, et cetera. So not everything Bischoff did was bad, right?
No, of course not. Of course not. Listen, Eric Bischoff pulled this company up by its bootstraps, if I can use this cliche, and made it into something when no one else had the vision to do so. We use the word vision a lot, but it's true.
Yeah.
He really, really did. Now, I'm watching this show, and I'm watching the length of this on and on and on, and talk and packages and no wrestling and what the fuck. And we're still going to have Hogan come out and talk.
We're almost at 30 minutes, brother.
Yeah.
And our main event, by the way, is a rematch from Starrcade 98. That's the reason 40,000 people are here. They want to see Goldberg versus Hogan. I mean, Goldberg versus Nash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sure. They want to see the rematch. Sure.
Yeah.
So, but here's my question, all this, and I say it at a very, very interesting time in our business right now, as we and I are talking. And I may have asked you this before, but it's worth bringing up again. Has Eric addressed Craig Leathers to you in any of his podcasts?
Yes.
What did he say about it?
Oh, look who's talking.
I've been real young, and I want to be your partner at Sold Out.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Whoa, what about it, Dad? What about it, President?
I love him. He's my son. He's not ready for this. And I'll know when the time is right. He knows what he's doing.
You hear that from the enforcer? Huh?
You and me?
I'm ready.
All right, man. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Everybody, it's the greatest wrestling program in the world. Enjoy yourselves tonight. It's World Championship Wrestling at its best.
All right, give it up for the...
And just like that, a star was born. Of course, David Flair would go on to be on a bunch of pay-per-views, be involved in storylines with Hulk Hogan. He would become the U.S. champ, and Roll Tide, Stacy Keibler.
We work with each other.
Have Eric get me some water.
I mean, listen, you can get on here and say, well, back in 97, I came in second in the G1, and boy, I was IWGP middleweight champion. Then I even had a quick little run with the TV title over in the NWA. Or you could say, Stacy Keibler. And who says, yeah, I want the first one. I want to be in the G1. Yeah, put me over. I want to be the king of the... Stacy Keibler. Yep, I'll take that one. Oh, it comes with a U.S. title too? Give me that. David Flair, low-key, unsung hero of professional wrestling.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. So Booker T's going to wrestle here. Thank God we're having a wrestling match again. What has he said about Craig?
He didn't love him.
Yeah. Just, have you talked to Arn Anderson about him?
No, Arn Anderson won't say anything negative about anybody at all.
All right.
Ever.
All right. Well, if you talk to Arn Anderson, you talk to anybody who worked behind the scenes, you talk to Kevin Sullivan, Craig was just drunk with power here. And, he and Annette, we're doing their best to take over the company. Look at who's Booker T wrestling here.
I love you're in the middle of a sentence. And who is this?
Okay. So anyway, the reason I bring it up now is that Oh God. Well, guess what? Here we go.
It's about over. Emery Hale is going down in 59
Emery Hale.
seconds.
Okay.
Who is this? You were literally in the middle of a sentence and had to stop. Like, what the fuck is this?
I had to stop when they fucked up a spot there.
By the way, I want to mention Nitro here. You want to guess the rating?
I don't know. 6,
5.
Okay.
Raw that night got a 5.7 thanks to you personally. But Nitro itself got a 5. Now, here's the thing. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, well, is that good? I mean, you gotta have a concept, right? September 14th, 4.5, September 21st, 3.9, September 28th, 4.6, on the 5th, 4.5, on the 12th, 4.6, on the 19th, 4.4, October 26th, 5.1. First time you hit 5 in a while. November 2nd, 4.1, the next week, 4.1, the next week, 4.3, the next week, 4.5, the next week, 4.2, the next week, 4.2, the next week, 4.2, the next week, 4, the next week, 4.6, and then here a 5. So I won't have a bunch of, oh, the sky is falling talk. I mean, you got a 5.
Hey, come on, you got to join in here. I mean, if you don't say anything, I'm going to have to make a report to Mr. Flair here. It's my job. I'm going to have a meeting with him tomorrow, and if you don't say anything, can we go to the ring? He just won't
fire
talk.
him.
I can't. I'm not going to fire him. We got to. You know, you can't just, as a supervisor, you can't just fire people today.
Yeah, you can. You could have fired him. Wouldn't that have been cool? What if you would have fired Bischoff early on, back when you had power?
I'm going to be honest with you. I never had the power that you may have thought and people thought I did.
Well, if we say you did, then you did.
Well, okay. If we say you did, they did. Okay. So anyway, the reason I brought up Craig Leathers was he was running the show production wise back then. And they had a guy who should have run the show back then, who to me was the best. And that is Keith Mitchell, who, by the way, just retired. And I wanted to bring him up on this podcast because we just honored Keith at AEW as rightfully should, because Keith has had 40 wonderful years in the business. And, well, here's Chavo and the Hobby Horse.
Yep, there he is. You guys were looking for somebody to put with Andrade and AEW to make him cool, I guess. And you thought, hey, let's get the guy who used to ride a horse head on a stick to the ring.
Didn't last long, did it?
We'll be all set. By the way, my uncle, these are two of his very favorite wrestlers. God rest his soul. He passed in 2020. But he loved the Big Wiggle, and he loved the idea that there was a motherfucker that rode a hobby horse to the ring. So as silly as it may seem, and don't get me wrong, it is, these are two very capable performers. Half of the wrestling stunts that you see in Hollywood, if you saw Glow, or if there is a show happening where there is wrestling happening in Hollywood, Chavo Guerrero is probably involved somehow.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy what they're doing with NXT or any of the folks who've come through the WWE system in the last decade or so, good chance Norman Smiley has helped put a little polish on them.
There you go. Great performers prevail.
Yes.
And they ride hobby horses around the ring.
Well, that's the thing. You know, listen, Dusty used to say wrestling is like a buffet. You got to have something for everybody. So we got to have some hard hitting action. We got to have some technical wrestling. We got to have some acrobatics, and we got to have some funny. And the comic relief, the let me up stuff, the Big Wiggle, my God, that's what when my uncle went to a wrestling show, he wanted to see the big stars and the Big Wiggle.
Yeah. And I should know this, but I don't. And that's my life. Is Norman Smiley, there we go. Is Norman Smiley still with NXT or with?
Yeah, he is. I think he'll be there forever.
Okay, well, good. He and Steve Regal. Who, by the way, Steve and I texted back and forth for New Year's. It's good to hear from him. One of my favorite guys of all time, Steve Regal. Really wish I was still working with him, because I liked Regal so much. And Norman was a class guy too. You know, there's a thing that in wrestling, I believe that, maybe I'm wrong, not always. I think, and you're talking about it here, guys who can wrestle and who can work prevail and move on, but good guys do as well. And both these guys were good guys.
Oh, tremendously good guys. And they couldn't have done it without Sling Blade in the corner there as our referee. Everybody knows he likes mustard and biscuits. Everybody knows that.
French fried taters. In the early days, do you know the early days, WWE had the referees with the powder blue shirts and bow ties?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. And now we went to it. And I guess, did the WWE go to the referees with the stripes after that?
I'm not exactly sure what year all that happened, but yes.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah. They did hit some stripes occasionally.
Yeah, right. But they used to do, because I remember forever Joey Morella with the powder blue and the bow tie on. So there you go. Signs going crazy. Diamond Dallas trash. Emily, will you marry me? I think I saw a sign there that said Beaver Rules.
Well,
there you go. There it is. Beaver Rules. SWB. The big wiggles going on in the ring. And with a missile drop kick.
Off the top rope. Come on.
Yeah. How about that?
By the way, I want to mention on the lead up to this show, you guys ran Nassau Coliseum, which is very much WWF territory.
Yeah.
You had 12,323 fans there paying $398,000.
Wow.
The next day, you're in Philadelphia at the Spectrum.
Whoa.
17,196 fans, just about 800 shy of capacity, paid $286,838. Then on January 2nd, you come down to Macon, Georgia. There's 6,000 fans there paying $129,000. Then you're in Columbus, Georgia with 4,000 fans paying $83,000. By the way, I want to mention while you were in Philadelphia, Bam Bam Bigelow missed the show. His wife went into labor. It was supposed to be Bigelow, Nash, and Goldberg for the title. But of course, Bigelow couldn't make it because his baby was making a baby.
Yep. Well, something you said was very interesting there, and that is back to the Crockett days.
Yeah.
And the old NWA days. When we ran Philadelphia, we ran the Civic Center because we could not get into the Spectrum. That was a Vince McMahon place. Now look how big we are now. I always thought us being in the Spectrum was not anywhere near us being able to run Madison Square Garden, but it was close. Because the Spectrum was the big building at that time in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia was a northeastern big city for Vince McMahon. So I always viewed us being in the Spectrum as pretty freaking cool. Just like us going to, well, this was after the Boston Garden, but we went to the TD Waterhouse, Water Price, whatever center, or the new Boston Garden, and we're able to run there too. The Crockett days, we were never able to do things like that. So. Taste the rainbow of fruit flavors with Skittles. I want to remind you of that. Had sponsors too. How about that? Within the show.
Printing money, hand over fist.
Look at that logo, would you?
Dude, I got one right above me. It's awesome. Thanks to a little tag team effort from you and Mr. Crockett. I still think, man, if I could go back and relive like any period of wrestling, I would really struggle with, do I want to go back to like 86 or 96? What would you pick?
78.
Oh, fuck off. Now we see Horace Hogan. Horace Hogan got a little bit of an entrance, not a ton, but Chris Benoit was already in the ring waiting for him. Yeah. Imagine if you're Chris Benoit and you're like, I'm going in first. Horace Hogan gets the big entrance.
Well, Benoit got an entrance to the house, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just busting balls.
But yeah, I know. But for TV, I get it. And I think Benoit is feeling it right now too.
Hey, so let's talk about some current stuff here for a minute. See if we can't get you in trouble, because that's what I really like to do. Did you see over the weekend, Roman Reigns tested positive for COVID-19 on the day of their big pay-per-view? It was supposed to be him and Brock Lesnar for the title. A lot of people assume that has WrestleMania implications. and match didn't happen because of Coco V.
Nope, didn't see that.
Did you see Alabama house rule Cincinnati?
Did not see that.
Did you see Georgia break it off in Michigan?
I saw one touchdown.
What were you doing with the rest of your time?
I was playing a lot of video games, hanging out with my dog, doing some work here at the house. We put up some more signs, some more art here in the Bat Cave, and did some things. Watched a little bit of Disney Plus. I only watched some of Georgia and Michigan because my son Chris sent me a text during the game, and he said, "Are you watching the game?" And I texted him back. I said, "No." He said, "You may want to turn on the SEC network because they are on the SEC network. They are
Georgia radio call."
That's right, the Georgia radio call. So,
which is awesome.
I sent a text to Chris. I said, "Okay, I'm watching. Tell Scott to say hello to me." And Scott said, "Chris Schiavone wants me to say hello to his brother. I'll say hello to him, but I'm not saying hello to your dad," which I thought was funny. And then I saw the touchdown to James Cook, and then I turned it off because I had to play Gran Turismo. That's all I saw of the Georgia game, that one touchdown. But I thought it was cool, and what I thought it was cool about the SEC network broadcast, they had a camera on Kirby Smart the entire time. Well, they had one box, they had the game, one box, they had Kirby Smart, and it's like, man, he is nuts. He is absolutely freaking nuts on the sidelines. But that's all. So that's all. So now I guess we got a rematch coming up, don't we? Of Alabama and Georgia. Way it should be. SEC. I saw, believe it or not, I did probably watch more of the Rose Bowl.
What?
Than I did the national championship game, or the. You
ain't seen that yet, but I bet you won't watch that either, will you?
No, I won't.
Because you know the result before they even snap the ball.
Don't know the result.
Well, here's a spoiler. Alabama is going to pick up the win.
Well, it's one of the two. You got a 50-50 chance of calling the right one there.
Better than 50-50.
Okay. All right. Well, good for you.
I know. You
and
couldn't give a shit less. Yeah. Right now, though, there is a betting line out there.
Okay.
And do you want to guess what the experts are saying?
Alabama, Georgia by 2, 3, 4.
Georgia's a 3-point favorite.
Oh, well, there you go.
This is the second time that Alabama has been an underdog in years. The last time was against Georgia.
Okay.
And as Leon from Curb would say, they tapped that ass.
Yeah. Well, gee whiz, what are we going to do? Huh?
Well,
we gotta prove them wrong, don't we?
No, it's not going to happen. Alabama's going to tap that ass. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
Well, that's what I mean. We gotta prove